Hello and welcome back to our second episode of Be So For Real podcast. I'm Bethany, and this is our second episode, Holy Patience Batman. Today we're talking about patience because apparently we're supposed to have them. We're supposed to have some. So if you're tuning in and you are hoping to listen to somebody with patience, you're in the wrong place.
Speak for
This is
yourself.
not the place for that. With me today, I don't have my girls with me today, but with me today, I have Kathy. So I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi,
Go
I'm
for it.
Kathy. I am Bethany's buddy
From Long Beach, California.
from Long Beach, California. Oh,
Mm.
look, I wear this. I've been wearing this for like 10 years, so I'm sorry.
It's okay. I like
Like
it.
I'm always wearing it in pictures, but okay, I am just like you. Just kidding.
Impatient. If you need two people to tell you what it's like to be impatient, we're the two people to do it.
I've been practicing though.
Me too,
It's
but I'm
really
not very good at it.
practicing righteousness, right? But well, what I meant, I just like you, is that I have two girls. Okay, you have three. But when we met, we both had two girls, and we met at Bible study, and it was just the best. No,
We did. We met at Bible Study Fellowship like, I don't know, how long ago was it? Like,
11,
yeah,
12
something like
years.
that. Yeah, something
For a
like
long
that.
time.
The
So
kids were so
anyway,
little.
yes. So we're both Christians, homeschooling moms, wives.
And we both have gone through the impatience of young toddler life, baby life, and I don't know, preteens and now teens together. I feel like we've been through
Oh, so
all
my
of,
girls are 17 and 14.
and so I think we've been through a lot of that. So listening, if you struggle with patience, we may not be a lot of help, but we hopefully will be a little bit of help. You may walk away feeling so much better about yourself.
Well, we get along for many reasons, but we also are the same in that we're not good at hiding our feelings on our faces. So when something is irritating, it's hard to reel it in, I think. But I mean, I feel like you are better at hiding it than me, like in the way of like I don't think of you as an impatient person.
Oh, thank you. In my mind, what goes on in here is a lot different than sometimes what goes on in the real world.
But yeah, we can get into it. But
I mean, yeah, we'll get started. So I don't know who I told this to, but I am completely convinced that for me, God is scheduling character development. And I did not jump on board with that sometimes. Sometimes when he puts me in situations to test my patience, I don't
you fail.
like it. I don't like I don't.
Fail the test.
And it's honestly because we live in a world where we want things like immediately right now. And I think that would stem obviously from our pride and our impatience. But I think that we can do that with our kids too, right? Like we want immediate reactions to things and immediate movement to things. And then we become impatient when they don't do that. So like for instance, like I was trying not to lose my patience the other day when I kept asking for the dishes to be done and they were not done because of schoolwork, which is a valid reason. I mean, yes, school is important, but it's not just schoolwork. Sometimes it's like them on their phones or I don't know, on the
So they
internet.
repeatedly ask them to do something and they don't do it.
Right. And I have the
So
impatience
how do
of
you
like,
handle that is
how
the
did I
question.
handle that?
Well, I mean, that's just a general mom question, right? Because this is like for all time, for all children. They're not gonna be immediately obedient every time. If they are, then I don't know what you're doing to them. It's probably not good.
If they're immediately obedient all the time,
I
you
that's
should be on this podcast
yeah. Yes. I mean,
and
I mean,
tell us what you're doing.
I think we just have to be realistic with what they can do, but then we need to have I mean, wouldn't the answer be consequences? Okay,
Right.
I just asked you.
Absolutely. Or yelling at them is a good one too. That's always a good one for me. I lose patience um m- when honestly it's really a lot of the times my patience really wears thin when it's close to my time of the month.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't
So that excuse,
right. I my hormones are from the devil.
you're blaming the hormones.
We'll go there. We'll
Yeah.
go there. I'm okay with that.
So you're saying at different times of month, you may not react the same
Yes.
to certain
How about
situations.
you? Or are you even all the way through? You're just I'm good at being
I
patient.
feel like I am always, I don't honestly notice a connection with that, but I don't really pay attention. There's maybe like one day, I swear it's like the Friday. I feel like it's always a Friday where I'm just like, I'm gonna lose it.
Oh, it's because 'cause you're gonna go to church on the weekend.
It's a week. No, it has been to do with the period.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it's because the Lord is testing your patience right before you go to church, so you have something to repent about.
Oh gosh. No, I swear this is scientific.
So is because we are impatient because we want everybody to do what we want when we want it. And if they're
Yeah.
not fast enough, that's frustrating. I think it's hard because impatience, it masquerades as anger and frustration and anxiety a lot of the times,
Well, I think impatience leads to anger, leads to angry outbursts if you can't take it anymore. And so you get flustered,
and
right?
anxious and
Yeah.
angry.
But I looked up the definition of patience.
Yeah, tell me.
It's you're
Tell me
gonna
what it
laugh.
says.
The capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset.
Yeah, see, I'm not good at that. I am not.
But I this is what I was thinking about because, like, for me, I struggle with patience more in just little things, everyday things
Me too.
that really don't equate to suffering, but in my mind, it's suffering or difficulty. So I think that's really the root of it, where it's like, you think this is difficult, it's really not. Like,
Yeah,
it's just a huge shift of a mindset we have to have. But the problem is we just fall back into it.
right. Because our flesh is
Like,
weak.
no, 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 things aren't going my way. Th- Things are delayed. Like, I had a plan for how I want the day to go, and it's not going that way. And so
I'm
I'm going to be upset now.
right.
And not
Right.
a
And I
health.
think there's that myth too that patience is always being calm, but instead it's really choosing not to be reactive,
Yeah.
right? Because inside I'm not calm. But if
Well,
I choose not to be reactive,
I was thinking about the fruits of the spirit, like, you need, like, self-control
right?
to be patient. But
Fruit of the
patience
spirit, love, joy, peace, patience. They all go hand in hand. Kindness, goodness, faithfulness. So it's not kind when we're impatient.
and it's not gentle.
It's not loving. We're just really unpacking. This is really just going to be a group therapy session on how
Yeah,
we need Jesus so much.
that's right. How he's the one dictating how our day goes, not us.
And I think that when we have a different idea, like you said, we have a different plan of what we want our day to be like or our life to be like, and it doesn't go that way, that little bit of impatience will definitely lead into anger, frustration, outbursts,
Mhm.
is all of the wonderful things that we don't want our children to emulate. And then when our children are impatient, we get mad at them for being impatient.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly. And then
like
we see ourselves in them, and then we feel bad. We get
1%. 1,000. So I was
that's
talking to go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go. You go.
I mean, I was gonna say that's the way to change, though. When those things happen, those times happen where we see ourselves and our children and we're ashamed of it. That should be motivating us to change
To be
or
more gentle.
not be like that. Be like, okay, I don't want to be like that. I mean, I have the same, my dad had a short fuse. And so it's like, I'll see myself
I love your
acting
dad.
like that. And I'm like, I don't want to be, you want to stop the cycle
Right.
and not.
It makes sense. It makes sense when God talks about generational sin. I used to think like, "Oh, I don't understand that concept of like sin that would be passed down from generation to generation." But it's things like this, like short fuses, no patience for people, no loving, no gentleness, none of the fruits of the spirit, and we don't want to pass that down to our kids. And if anybody listening does not have kids and you think, "What is a good way for me to learn about the qualities I don't like about myself?" Have kids. They will all come to the surface.
If you really want to find out, you should homeschool.
Yes. If you really wanna test your patience, you homeschool.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, if you don't homeschool, you could help with homework. That's also a
Oh,
good cause
yeah.
for impatience.
But I remember when I don't hear it as much anymore because I've been homeschooling so long, but in the beginning, it was always when you tell others, they say, "I don't have the patience for that. I would never have the patience to do that." And I always think, "I don't either." Like, I'm learning as I go, and, like, it's forcing me to be face to face with my faults. So it's like sink or swim. You either gotta get better or you're gonna fail. So
Right.
it's kinda like it forces you to change, even though it is a long process. I think I've gotten better,
You have. I feel like you've gotten better.
but anyway, yeah,
I mean, okay, so I did not homeschool until what how long ago was it? Like 4 years ago? 4 years ago.
wasn't Jordan going into junior high?
Yes, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Oh my god, I don't know. So it was, like, actually, like, right during COVID, so 2020
Okay.
is when I started homeschooling, and so my kids were in a public school, and then I pulled them out because we were moving to Arizona, and the whole online schooling just was not gelling with my kids. And also, I was going to pull Jordan out anyways for homeschooling. Middle school, homeschooling gives you a whole new idea of what patience is. Like, I don't understand why I would try to teach math and why they would not understand. Like, it's black and white and very clear. Like, math is not objective or subjective, right? It's like very, like, this is
No.
why is it so hard to teach something like that? Or to like,
And yeah, especially with math, because you'll be like, "I don't know how else I can explain this."
like, how many ways do you want me to explain it? There's one. There's one way to do this problem. I feel like that too with like reading, like for parents who are listening and you have like young homeschooling kids. Like I'm teaching Ellie to read, which she's finally clicked. Once it clicks, and then it's easier. But like you're sounding out each letter, like ka at, and then she's like dog. I'm like what like
Yeah. They
like I
don't
have no
they
patience for them.
don't remember. I remember, like, looking up a YouTube video of the sight word "the," because I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna make you remember," because I would teach her, "Oh, this is 'the,' right? The sight words. You don't
Right.
sound them out, you just know it." And so she would be like, "I don't know what that is." I'm like, "I've told you how many times?" So this YouTube video, it was literally like, the." It probably like 100 times. I'm trying to brainwash her. It might
Like
work.
doing like flash therapy. What is it when they like flash
Flash
things in front of them to make them remember?
That's where it's like, yeah, you have no choice but to be patient, because if you're not, you're just gonna shame them. I mean, right? What's the other option?
And I've been there where I've shamed them and I've gotten mad and there's been tears.
Oh, yeah.
And then I've been there where like I was like, wow, we really like I was really I did not react the way my flesh wanted to.
Yes,
Like that's the thing about patience. Is like you can have that impatience like in your mind, but reacting to our
exactly.
flesh is what.
It's denying yourself.
Exactly, and that's and even, Jesus even says that in with anger, like, "In your anger, do not sin." So it's not like, "Oh, you're never going to be angry." We're sinful, we're gonna have these sinful thoughts and these sinful desires, but we are not to act on those sinful thoughts and desires.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
what would you say the most challenging part of the transition into the teenage years would be?
Well, I will first say that I enjoy parenting teens.
Me
I
too.
They really try to, like, give that a bad rap, and it's pretty cool. I
Agree. I actually love my teens.
grievances, to be honest. And then also, since we homeschool, we're together all the time, like, we're just friends. Obviously, I'm more than their friend, but,
Right.
um, we get along really well. Obviously, there's gonna be, attitude. The attitude hasn't been as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I think the hardest part for me is, like, I when I wanna talk to them and they don't have anything to say, like, you go like, "Let's talk," or like, "How did it go here? Da da da," and it, like,
Fine.
you get nothing, and it's like, "Come on. I know there's more in there, and you just don't wanna tell me." You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's, like, frustrating.
I would say, like, for me, it would be with little ones, it's easy to be like, this is what you do, XYZ. With teens, they're becoming their own people and their own adults. And I agree with you. I enjoy having teens, actually. I really do. And I enjoy their friends. I love every single one of their friends. I love them. I love when they're together. But I think it's hard when we transition from, well, I'm telling you what to do to now, well, what would you think the right thing to do would be? What would
Right,
be the thing that would emulate Christ? And that's hard because kids have so much emotions and hormones and their brains are not fully developed. I don't even think my brain's fully developed, to be honest. But they
girls, their brains are a little more developed than
that's
boys.
true. That's true.
From
So
what I
sorry, parents of boys.
going on there, but I think that's a whole 'nother.
That's a whole other episode.
But, yeah. Well, when they're little, they want to talk to you all the time. Like,
Right.
there's no when they're, like, 8 years old and you wanna ask them questions, they always are gonna engage.
Right. Like, I cannot get Ellie to stop talking to me.
Right. When they get older, it's like, oh, you have to be patient, wait for the right time, I guess, or be ready when they're ready.
Yeah. And I always hate it too when I'm, like, excited about a topic and I wanna bring it up and they're so, like, flippant about it. I'm like,
Right.
that hurt my feelings a
They're
little
like,
bit.
not it.
I'm like, that's not nice. I would say that that's probably the hardest though for me is, like, that transition, and disciplining is so different, and that brings a whole different level of patience when we discipline teens.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because if we react the way we did when they were little, they would completely shut down and not wanna talk to us.
I mean, okay, honestly, I don't have to discipline them that much anymore.
Same.
Wait, am I
No, no, same with us.
what do you mean? I mean, I don't wanna make a blanket statement, but in general,
Yes.
I
Like,
think if
there's
you
things we talk about.
I think if you're laying but what I'm saying is, in general, if you, I think, lay that groundwork when they're younger,
Mhm.
of like, this is how we roll, like, there's no disrespect, there's no, you know,
Absolutely.
like, manners, even things like that. It all works toward when they obviously, it's not like they're never gonna do anything wrong, but I feel like my girls have a level of respect for us.
They do. Your girls are
They
the best.
like, they don't try it really that often.
My
So I
girls
don't
too. I would say our girls are a lot similar in those aspects too. And you're right, like, if we're laying the groundwork when they're young, when they're older, it's a little bit easier.
I know there's always exceptions, like, you could do everything right and your kid could be
A
off
nightmare.
the rails, you
Right.
know? That's where it's like, you don't wanna, like, shame people, but it's just a advice if you have younger ones to think about that.
That's true. And it's true, and they're their own people too. So when they become teens, that's the thing that I found hardest is when they become teens, they start developing their own opinions.
Mhm.
And their opinions are not always aligned with what I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so when their opinion differs, I'm, like, almost shocked. I'm like, wait,
Yeah,
what?"
right?
You
Where'd
have
you
a
come up
diff
with that?
Yeah, like, "You thought of that yourself? You have a different opinion than I do? That's absurd.
Right.
We're supposed to be on the same page."
That's when okay, so you gotta keep bringing it back around to patience, right? So, that's when you have to be patient.
Patiently, it's the patience of letting them grow into the adults God is calling them to be and not trying to manage every part of that. And I think that when I'm impatient and I want to mold them the way I want to mold them instead of letting God do the work in their hearts, that's when it usually backfires on me.
Yes. That's when you have to apologize.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really good at apologizing
Me too.
to my
I
kids.
will say that.
Yeah.
I might lose it
Me too.
every now and then, but I can apologize usually.
Yeah, me too. And this should be a good if anybody takes anything away from listening to us yap for however long we're yapping for, take one thing away, then take away the fact that we need to become good at apologizing. We need to be good at humbling ourselves before the Lord and before our children when we've done something wrong. So when our patience wears thin and we lead with our flesh instead of with the spirit, that's when we need to come before them and say, "Hey, look, I really screwed up. I was not patient with you. I was not kind. I was not gentle. Like, I was none of the fruits of the spirit. I was the opposite. I was the opposite of all the fruits of the spirit. And I need your forgiveness." How do you manage your own emotions when your teen is pushing your buttons?
I mean, pray, 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 pray when they're pushing my buttons.
Like, okay, so our kids don't give a ton of attitude, but sometimes they do. So when they push those buttons,
I mean, I think usually when they're doing that, it's like they're frustrated by something. So I think
yep.
for me, I try to remind myself that I don't want to be contributing to their frustration, whatever it is. I want to be a source of helping them.
Yes.
So if I like, yell at them or, freak out, then that's just making them more frustrated. They already
Right,
are.
and it puts up that wall of communication, like, they won't wanna communicate with you anymore. Teens rarely not all teens, but most of the part, teens have a hard time communicating clearly, and you're right, when it comes off as impatient on their part with us, and we respond back with frustration and anger, we're also not communicating clearly.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel
I mean,
like if we
of course,
practice
you always wanna be like look, you gotta be respectful. Like, I get
Absolutely.
you're going through it right now, but, like, what we're not gonna do
I do. So we're not gonna
is
lose our
in
ever
this
loving
manner.
minds.
However, I feel your pain,
Yeah.
you know? So
I
it
know when
isn't
the
you let them walk all over you, I guess is what I'm saying.
exactly. Well, and I know that when the girls become impatient or frustrated about something, usually I'll turn to them and say, "Hey, listen, I don't know what's going on. Feel free to talk to me when you can, but let's watch the attitude. Just watch. Watch
Exactly.
the attitude with me. I'm still your mom.
Yeah,
If you're frustrated with something I did, tell me. Like, just tell me what it is." I feel
right,
like if we practice patience, it gives us a chance to, like, decode what they're upset and impatient about
sure.
or what they're frustrated
I'm
about
looking at this
or
right now.
right. Cha-ching. You're welcome, world. Jot that down on your book in your books there, guys.
Oh my
Patience helps you decode, not react,
yes, fancy
right? And
word.
so I think it's oh my gosh, we should have, like, a book. I wish you could have a book on decoding.
Like, we could read it or write it?
I mean,
Read
I
it, right?
we could read it. I wish I could have a like, a manual that somebody gave me and said, like, when they roll their eyes at me
That's impossible. That would be impossible to write.
right. It would be impossible.
It's like when they say what how to interpret dreams and they think, "Oh, this means this." It's like, you don't know.
No, I don't understand. Yeah, that's I
But
yes.
anyway,
I completely agree. I don't understand that when people say that either. I'm like, "Okay, you don't know what that means." Like, you're internalizing whatever, I don't care. I just had a weird dream, and that's just the way my life is.
yeah, it all means you're stressed is what it is.
Right. And I think too, like learning to manage my emotions, learning to manage my flesh, and learning to be patient, learning to be gentle and kind. This is a process I'm still going through. I've always said this to people when they talk to me about like if their kids are frustrating them or whatever. If we cannot control our own emotions, why are we expecting our teens and our children to do the same thing?
Totally.
Like I'm not even good at it. I've been on this earth far
Well,
longer
you're
than they have.
great at it. Don't
I have it a little bit. I'm a little bit better than they are at this,
Yes.
but that's because 'cause I've had more decades under my belt.
Mhm. That's
And
right.
so I think that, like, for me, usually if I'm really frustrated about something, I usually go in and complain about it to Justin, and then he
Oh,
tells me to calm down, which
okay.
doesn't
Yeah.
always work either, but
I
that's
mean, husbands are very useful for
a lot of things.
they if we went to them first, I
Yes.
mean, if you really listen to them, they pretty much just keep it they make it very simple.
They don't overthink.
No.
And the nice thing too is they tell like, Justin will tell me when I'm in the wrong, or he'll tell me, "Okay, I'm gonna talk to the girls, they're in the wrong."
He just and then they're just like, "Okay, so
Like,
then
it's
we
not
do
a
this."
big deal.
Like, "Well, why are you stressed right now?" Like, "Why?"
I'm like, "I don't."
They're like
But I sometimes need to be validated.
"Oh, you mean I can just not worry about it?"
That's an option. I could just not
Yeah.
think about it.
Like, "Huh, okay, I guess I should have came to you about this, like, 6 hours ago, then I wouldn't be freaking out right now."
Right. I mean,
So,
that would save us a lot of time. We'll save us
that would be
so much
way
time.
too easy. That would be way too easy.
Way too easy. So, when you lose your patience, what do you feel like you do? Like, after you've lost your patience and you've fed into your flesh, what do you do to recover and rest from that?
Ugh, other than repent, you mean?
I mean, repenting is key.
Yeah. Um, what do I do to recover? I mean, I would hope that I use it as motivation, like, to not do it again, even though I inevitably will to some degree probably, but I think it's just, like, remembering who you are. It's like, I am a new creation in Christ. Like, this is not what I how I need to react. This is not who I wanna be. So just
Yeah.
kinda reminding myself of that, like and that's just like the Christian life. It's just
Constant
forget
reflection,
like forgetting and remembering again.
like Israel.
And you forget, like, you don't even mean to,
Mhm.
but it's like our flesh, like, it's almost like it sometimes the response when you're especially when you're a person with, like, a hot temper, the response is, like, it's almost, like, involuntary. Like, you
Right.
really have to, make a point to specifically pray about it. Help
Right.
me and then to, like, "Okay, I'm gonna not freak out because like, that if you freak out like, I've freaked out in front of people, and that's so embarrassing.
What? I've never seen you freak out.
I do not want to, like, do that again, you know?
It is embarrassing. And then you think like, "Oh my gosh, now they think of me as like this type of crazy person."
Right.
Right? Or my kids will get embarrassed. My teens will get embarrassed now, like if I get really upset about something.
Oh, that yeah. Or
Does
they'll
it
just be
fly?
like,
Like
"Oh
a
my
bus
gosh,"
flies?
they'll be like, "It's fine, mom, it's fine." So, yeah. I just don't wanna be like, I was thinking about this when it's like it's really like, if you're impatient, it means that you're right, what does it say? "I am not accepting or tolerating delay." So we're supposed to accept delay,
Right.
like, because it's not all about us, like, I don't wanna act like a spoiled brat, which is really what you're doing.
Right. And God's long suffering. Like he's so patient, for all to come to know him. And if he can have that patience for us, we should be able to have a
Right.
sliver.
And we should be thinking to ourselves, "Well, who are you? Like, why do you think you're entitled to go through life without having to wait for anything?"
Yes. And honestly too, I think that like we have such a society that is so immediate gratification. Like our kids have it, we have it, and it makes us impatient for everything. So
Yeah.
then you have people who like get mad because there's a line or get mad because there's traffic. I was in traffic yesterday and I thought I was going to lose my crap, but
Yep.
why is there so many people out is what I want to know.
There's so many people where you live.
Why?
I
They're
don't
just
know.
everywhere. They're everywhere.
And
Like
who
go
are
home.
where are they going?
Where are you going?
And where do they come from?
Yeah, exactly. And so I have so most of my impatience really is with driving. And
Me too.
I'm like, why are you in front of me? And I've unfortunately passed that on to my daughter because she's now impatient as a driver.
Great, good job. Okay, I was listening to this podcast the other day, and this author, he wrote this book called Unoffendable. I think that's what it's called. This is about like basically how to become unoffendable. It's a Christian guy, but specifically he was talking about traffic. I wrote this down because I was like, this is genius. He
Yeah,
said,
tell me.
decide not to be shocked by the same stuff over
Mm.
and over again. Isn't that good?
That's really good.
There's traffic every time. Like, why are you surprised?
And I was out yesterday at like 4:30, like when everybody's going home.
Yeah. So it's like, dude, just go with it.
Who's at fault?
What? It's just the Lord's will for you to suffer in the traffic. So I really liked that.
That
He's
is
like,
really good.
he was like, "I call when I drive, I call it forgiveness practice because I just have to forgive everyone." Like, I think it's more like patience practice
I agree.
because it's like, hey, the Lord is right. He's sovereign. So he knows you're going to get where you need to go. You're getting where you're going at 425, whether you like it or not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
It's like
no amount of
perfect
impatience
that we
will
get
get us
so,
there faster.
yeah.
Driving is patient practice. Oh, and teaching your teen to drive is patient practice too.
Oh, gosh.
That's a whole
I
other
barely
thing.
started that. I've been having Nathan do it.
Yeah, I paid somebody to do it because I was like,
That's smart.
well, I didn't personally pay I paid through their homeschooling funds, but still
Yes.
and then anytime that I didn't, she wasn't doing that, Justin would take her because yeah, I don't I'm too jittery, very nerve-wracking.
That's good.
So looking back, what advice would you give your
Uh-huh.
younger self about parenting teens?
Did I answer that?
I don't know.
I don't have an
Did I
answer. I think that's where I already said this about how it's not as bad. I would tell my younger self, don't listen to other people. It's not as bad as they say it's going to be.
I agree. I
So,
remember when the girls were little and people who had teens were like, "You just wait till they become teens. It's gonna be the worst. It's so bad." And I was like,
so obnoxious.
yeah, I was like, this is terrible. Like, why did I even become a parent if every aspect of it is hard? I would say, like what you said, it's not as bad. And just be ready to not be a perfect parent. For me, I feel like I try really hard to be like this perfect parent and to have it like all together. Like when
Yeah.
they were younger, I don't try so hard now. But when they were younger, I tried really hard, to upkeep the home and make sure, everything was perfect. Fantastic dinners and our kids, I wanted them to act perfect. And I think realizing that perfection is not the goal
Yeah.
of parenting. It's emulating Christ, us emulating Christ to our children so that will draw them to their savior.
Right. Modeling what it looks like to live without the Christian life. I mean, for sure. I think maybe advice would be just to try to cultivate that, like being a safe place for them, being like trying to keep communication open,
Mm.
not like letting it get away to where it's like, oh, I haven't tried to have a serious conversation with them in a year. And so now I'm trying. And it's like,
Exactly.
yeah,
They're going to look at you like you're crazy. Like, "Oh, we never talk like that. Why are you talking to me like that?" I think it's important for parents of young children now to know that being reactive in every way can harm your communication when they're teens,
Yeah,
right? If we're reactive negatively with everything that they tell us and everything that they come to us and say, when they're teens, they're not going to want to talk to us,
for sure.
and they're not going to want to come up and talk about the hard things. And I will say, not because of me or Justin, but because of the Lord, our girls are very open with us. And I thank God for that. It's obviously nothing I've done because when they were younger, I was very reactive.
Yeah.
I feel like I've grown a lot in that aspect, I will say. But don't be so reactive when your kids come and talk to you. Think listening to understand them is key, and reminding yourself that patience through their communication, because sometimes they don't communicate very well. So the things they try to talk about, I get impatient sometimes, like when they're trying to tell me something, I'm like, can you hurry up, please? I don't want to sit here anymore. Like, I want to
Yeah.
go to sleep. I don't want to talk about this anymore. But learning to be patient in the way they communicate, in the way they do things, because they're figuring life out, and we're here to support that and to point them to Christ.
Yes.
So I have
However
here,
imperfectly.
what were you gonna say?
I said, however imperfectly, though, but yes.
Imperfect parenting for sure.
I mean, I guess that goes without saying, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But I think it's easy for us to take pride when our kids do good things. Like we generally have four really good girls.
I
They're
think
good
so.
kids. And I think it's easy for me to take pride, oh, like our kids are good. They don't get into trouble. But that's really nothing to do with us. Has everything to do with Christ.
Yeah, you don't want I mean, then you don't wanna think that there's no way they could do something because obviously they could.
They could and they will, I'm sure.
You know how to hide things,
Yeah. I'm sure at one point they're going to well, and I
or they
mean,
already have, and we just don't know.
the Lord will reveal it. My dad used to tell me that. You can hide things from us, but you can't hide things from God. That's what he used to tell me. And so then it brought this whole level of anxiety for me because I was like, "Oh my gosh, God's watching all the time." But
Yeah. True though.
it's a healthy level of anxiety to have, to know that you have somebody bigger than your parents watching you. So, the breakdown of a biblical meaning, which is kind of what you looked at for the definition: patience as endurance, not perfection. Patience is a key virtue that leads to wisdom and hope. So, when we have patience in a situation, then we are being wise in that situation. So, we should pray for wisdom in all situations, not for patience. See what I did there?
Okay.
Pray for wisdom in the situation because if you're being wise in the situation, then you're gonna be patient, hopefully,
No, I like that because the opposite of wisdom is folly,
right?
being foolish, and we don't wanna be fools.
No.
Like, I really like that word because it's very motivating to me to be like, right, the Proverbs is full of that word, like folly or fools. It's like, I don't
Yes.
wanna be a fool. That's bad.
Yeah, it
Like
is, and because people look at fools and you're like, "What is wrong?"
like, "Okay, fool." I don't wanna be a fool. I don't wanna be foolish. Yeah,
Yeah.
we wanna, of course, pray for wisdom, but also I think it's, submitting to God's authority
Yes.
is a huge part of patience because the problem with impatience is you think you're entitled to something that
Right.
you're not.
Right. Patience gives us a path to understanding and is a sign of spiritual maturity and strength. And I think that as we grow in the Lord, we do become more patient in some aspects. And then, of course, our flesh comes in. So we're constantly needing to repent and turn back to Him. But our goal, right, is the spiritual maturity that only Christ can do in us.
Yes.
And James one
You
12
need
talks
Jesus for
about,
all these things.
huh?
You need Jesus for all these things. If you
For every aspect of life.
do it on your own, good luck with that.
If you're doing it on your own, we want to know what you're doing because you need Jesus, though.
Really pill or something.
Yeah. Or you're, delusional.
You're on some weird tincture.
Some weird voodoo thing, some special herb.
The
James 1:12 talks about enduring patiently and receiving the crown of life. So, also in our Christian walk in life, we are being patient and patiently enduring what's going on in this world and waiting for Christ to come back. And then that results in the crown of life. And that's what we're emulating when we're patient in small moments with our kids. We are portraying Christ in a bigger picture for them.
yeah. That's good.
But when we're inpatient, we give them probably a little bit of trauma, and they need to have some trauma because they need to always know that they need Christ.
They need to have some sort of testimony.
Right. I told Jordan that last night we were talking about this, and we started getting on the subject of anxiety, and I said, "Listen, honey, we had to give you something. Like, you have to have something wrong with you. You can't just go through life trying to be perfect. Like,
You're
you
gonna
need
talk about
Jesus."
in therapy.
Yeah, like, yeah, what are you gonna pray about in your prayer journal and talk about to your therapist?
So you're welcome is what you're saying.
Absolutely. So, listeners, if you lost it on your kids today, um, that's okay because you're just giving them something to talk to the therapist.
Oh, it's so bad.
I know, I
But I
know.
think what you said about, that verse, right? Enduring
Patiently.
patiently, like, I don't know if that's talking about traffic. You know what I mean? It's like, let's keep things perspective here.
Right.
Like when we focus on that, like we're enduring like this dark world. Like, let's stay focused on that and not like it's like us getting irritated and impatient with like little everyday things. It's such a
Right.
distraction.
Yes, to the big picture of what
Yeah.
God's doing.
It's like, okay, that's just a waste of time.
It really is. And also, we could be slandering people with our thoughts who could be a sister or brother in Christ,
I'm sure.
even if they cut me off,
That's right. They didn't mean to.
or they did, but I can still forgive them.
Yeah. Or it's like, they know not what they do. Father, forgive them.
Forgive them. Forgive them because I can't. The scripture I have for today, Galatians 5:22 to 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness. And it goes on. I think we need to remember that teens are under construction. They are still learning and developing. They are learning to make decisions and they're learning logic and impulse control. And it is our job to help guide in that. And it's a good reminder for us and for me that our kids aren't just being dramatic. They aren't being just forgetful. They aren't being moody on purpose or practicing in a body that hasn't been alive very long, hasn't been around very long. And when we're patient with our teens, it creates a space for them to be able to develop and to lean on the Lord and to grow in the Lord. And when we're impatient with them, it throws up those walls
Totally.
where they want nothing to do with us.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I
And
like
teens
it.
and teens learn from how we act. They my kids act way too much like me.
Oh my goodness. So you're saying they have a little attitude. Is that what you're saying?
I'm absolutely saying that. And I'm saying that they are very sarcastic
That's what I mean. Yeah, sarcastic.
and they're impatient too. I mean, really all my bad qualities is what they are.
One of my girls gets more frustrated with me when I'm impatient.
I
She'll be
think I
like,
know which one it is.
"It's okay."
Like, chill. She's like,
I'm
chill.
like, "Ugh," and then she's
She's like,
right.
chill, bruh. Does she say that?
No.
Bruh, chill. Oh my gosh, Ellie's saying it all the time. Bruh, bruh,
Oh,
bruh.
your girls say that?
Yeah. But I
I
feel
know.
like bruh's not new. Like, people say bro all the time.
Yeah, I feel like it's but bruh.
Bruh.
I feel like it's fading out a little bit with
Oh,
our kids. Might.
maybe.
I don't know whatever they're saying now.
Next week, if everybody wants to tune in, we are gonna have probably some fun games on teen slang. It's not
Oh,
gonna be
you
such a
are? That's fun.
it's not gonna be such a serious topic. We're gonna talk about teen slang and the ridiculous things that they say. And then how they think some of it's new. Or they'll take things that we say and they just change the meaning of it.
Right. And then they don't let us say it.
Yeah. They
Or
look
they try to not let us say it,
I
but they
can say
can't
whatever I
control
want. Bruh. Bruh. I can say whatever I want. You ain't the boss of me. So
us.
patience with our children also builds trust. And I think that's a good reminder that every time we are patient with them, it's building a trust with them. They can trust to come and talk to us. They can open up and feel safe and not judged
Chase, yes, that's
in
good. Did you come up
situations.
with that? Did you write that? Patience
I did write that.
pretty good.
Well, and part of it was because the girls and I talked about it a little bit last week, and Kai mentioned when we talk to the girls and when they come and talk to us, I think she says that we do a good job of not making them feel judged or feel bad for how they're feeling. So we
Yes.
listen with the intent of listening, not the
Great.
intent of responding all the time. And
I
sometimes
like
our kids just want to talk. They just want to unleash their frustrations and the things that upset them. And when we're patient with them, it opens the door for the communication. It gives them room to fail comfortably in a safe space and to learn and to make room for decisions that would glorify God. So listen
amen.
before we correct.
Okay.
And sometimes that takes patience to listen because so many times the girls will tell me something and I want to jump in and just tell them what to do and tell them how to fix this problem. And I want to interrupt that. And sometimes I do. And then I have to reel myself back. But we really do have to be patient in listening. And that's very hard to do when we're women and we want to tell everybody what to do. Right. I mean, and remembering that patience mirrors God. And when we're patient, we're mirroring God, and we want that.
Yeah, I like it.
So Jesus showed divine patience with his disciples, with us, and with every teachable moment. I actually really love sometimes when I read scripture and then the way Jesus responds to like his disciples, I'm like, that is so patient because I probably would have like come like you are so dumb. What is wrong with you?
Well,
Like
sometimes he will have the way he answers is kinda cracks me up because 'cause he'll be like,
it like have I not told you?
that's what I was just gonna say. If it weren't so, would I not have told you, like, you don't trust me? Like, so he'll imply that, you know,
So
but I
it's
know.
setting like a very good boundary and like reiterating what he's told them in the past, but doing it with patience and love. And he reflects that perfectly.
Yes.
All right. So our prayer for everybody. If you need a prayer, this is a good one. Lord, help me respond with grace instead of reacting with frustration. So this week, choose one moment to practice pausing before reacting and praying before responding. I'm sure the Lord will give us opportunities to practice that. Patience isn't about calm perfection, it's about being present and prayerful and enduring. All right. Well, thank
Yes.
you. That's
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Thank you. So if you're listening the first time, subscribe, share, tune in next week. For episode 3. We're gonna probably have some fun. I'm making my girls do fun games, decoding teen slang, and whatever fun games we have. It'll be a very lighthearted, probably silly episode.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.